How's it going, everybody? Happy Tuesday. We have some permitting conversations to go over today. It was supposed to be Mr. Trent. He has been caught up in meetings all day looking at how to further better Mallett buildings this coming year. So because of that, I'm here to go through this process of permitting. Today we are in Breaux Bridge, Louisiana, more specifically the 70517 zip code area. We're going to be talking about what you need to know before you get started building. This was requested by Miss Sharon P. So if you or someone you know have any questions about building in a certain zip code in our general area that we provide business, then we'll be more than happy to provide all the information here on the live. And there's also a blog on our website to check out as well once we're done here for a more in-depth overview. Now, as always, where is Mallett this week, you guys? We have been in 99 job locations since starting Monday, yesterday, and we brought the color coding back because it is beautiful and we love it. We have projects that are in construction, materials on the ground, inspections going on, fill sand, forming, concrete, finishers, gutters, control joints, and red tags. We have everything literally from materials on the ground ready to be built to fixing anything that may have happened in the build process, you guys. So we're all over, everywhere from out past east further than College Station up to about Shreveport, past Ruston, Vicksburg in Mississippi, and all the way over to New Orleans and a little further, you guys. We truly are in the tri-state area. Now, in Louisiana, we have 73 jobs going on, you guys. Very proud about this. The logistics behind this are phenomenal. Scheduling is all new. The crew is updated, brand new, happening in there. So we have things cooking and going, rolling like it should be. We are in Leadville, Ball, Downsville, Sulphur, Lockport, Branch, Lowling, Denham Springs, New Roads, DeQuincy, Church Point, Folsom, Iway, Hackberry, Houma, Keithville. You get the drift, you guys. We are in 73 different locations throughout Louisiana. Do you do a permit series on Rapides Parish? That sounds familiar, Mr. Tim. Go ahead and drop the zip code for that, and I can check afterwards, and I will let you know. AJ spoke to Mr. Dustin in Texas. We're glad to hear about that, and happy Tuesday. Now, moving right along, Texas, we have 24 jobs going on, you guys. Again, in construction on the ground, inspections, fill sand, forms, gutters, concrete, red tags. We are doing everything in Texas, out past Houston, College Station area. Growing every day. Happy to see this. Now, why Mallett? You know where we are. Let's learn why people are trusting us to be on their location building their buildings. So the Rival Series. What is the Rival Series? This series of our buildings is set up to compete with the industry standard. You know, not everyone needs or not everyone wants all of the bells and whistles and extra wonderfully engineered features that a Mallett building offers. We'll talk about that here soon. But this is what the industry standard build is, and we're gonna go ahead and talk about that. That is a 29 gauge metal, 4-on-12 roof pitch, 2x6 trusses that typically aren't inspected by third parties, and they're usually common flat trusses. You're also gonna get about 130 to 135 mile wind rated building, no uplift control, 3,000 PSI concrete, 2x8 headers, limited warranties, and number 2, untreated usually, generic lumber. What does that mean? That means this is the bare minimum to get a building put together. And this is definitely a coded building. There's nothing illegal, nothing wrong with this. It's just the bare minimum, and we understand that's all some people want. That's why we launched the Rival Series, to be able to hit that sector of individuals as well. Now, if this is all fine and dandy, but you want a little bit more, let me tell you what Mallett starts out with here. At the Mallett Classic level, that is our entry-level building, let me show you how it stands up to the industry standard, most of our competition. We start with 26 gauge metal. Right off the bat, the entire shell is going to be stronger and more durable. 512 roof pitch is going to be more aesthetically pleasing, plus more beneficial, as in it sheds water and debris better. You're going to have 2x8 scissor trusses, so more vaulted headroom. All those trusses are going to be third-party inspected, you guys. We have an outside company that comes in and checks out everything we do here, make sure we're on standard and up to quality. We're gonna have 170 mile an hour wind rating on the roof system. That involves our trusses, the headers, everything that happens up the top. That's gonna be rated for 170 mile an hour engineered wind rating. We're also gonna have the Mallett cable lock system, you guys. We have an amazing video coming out soon of a concrete pour, and in that concrete pour you're going to see the Mallett cable lock system being set up and how that process goes start to finish and what that looks like throughout a whole building. Super informative, can't wait for you guys to see that. Now, the concrete under every post, that's going to be our 4,000 PSI concrete coming in a 6x6 pad under every 8x8 pad, I believe, under every 6x6 post. You're also going to have 2x12 headers, as we mentioned, 4,000 PSI concrete, skirt board guards for ground protection, 4-year workmanship warranty. We start out doubling the standard for the industry. You're also going to have #1 MCA ground treated kiln dried lumber, you guys. First and foremost, we are the #1 builder in the industry. And why would they, #1 builder, not use #1 lumber? I ask myself that all the time when I see all these other advertisements promoting these specs. And I'm like, why would you not want the best of the best? #1 is a more superior lumber. In that truss plant inspection interview we did with our truss plant inspector, he actually explained why. Check that out on YouTube. Now, we have our in-house engineers, as you met yesterday, Mr. Darrell. He is going to be part of the team that is verifying all the designs internally, making sure everything from start to finish is up to standard, code, and our Mallett quality. All of this starts in our Mallett Classic. This is our entry-level building. It only gets better from there. So this is how we compare to the industry standards and what we consider our rival series. Now, if you're considering a Mallett building, which we hope you are, and you are a healthcare worker, first responder, military personnel, and or teacher and educator, you will qualify for $500 off. Excuse me. That is because we appreciate what you do for our community and those in it. We think your job is of utmost importance, and we want to give you something to show our thankfulness. For that, we will give you $500 off your Mallett building when you're ready. Now, Tiger Cash. He lost his little hat because it's not Christmas anymore, but that's okay. He's still the tiger giving cash. And if you comment cash on a video like this, you can get $1,000 off your next elite or signature Mallett building, not qualifying on specials or promotional prices, unfortunately, but those prices are so good how they are. But you can get $1,000 off your elite or signature building when you comment cash. Just let your building specialist know. Now, those specials and promotions we talked about. Guys, tomorrow is the last day of the year. That's crazy. We're going to be coming back Friday to a new year, new start, 2026. But let's enjoy the 2025 while we have it, because the rest of 2025, we have these specials and promotions. The Mallett Christmas Rival Neighborhood Special, you guys, a 20x40 with the industry standard specs we talked about. But here's the caveat. Though it is a rival series and it has industry standard specs, not necessarily to the Mallett Classic quality standard, it's still built by Mallett. So you get the building that everyone else is trying to build, or everyone else is building, but it's built by the best builders in the country. That's a huge step forward. So even if you have the same materials, you get a better quality build. So you get the same type of building, but a better build and a better price, because for $16,999, you guys, 20x40x12 is sounding like a Christmas miracle. But if you want something a little bigger, a little more grandiose, we have a next step up. 20x50x12, same industry standard specs, but same unbeatable Mallett pricing and Mallett build quality, you guys. That is our Christmas Rival, the Neighborhood Special. Give us a call, 337-214-0428. We'd be happy to get you on the books before the year's over. Now, if you're wanting something even more, something that is phenomenal, something that is climate controlled, something that comes with electricity, something that comes built to the standard that's just a lot more better, we had that for you too. The Cajun Oasis Classic, you guys. As Mr. Trent says, this building has been selling like hotcakes all year. Anytime it has been available, it has been selling. You get a 30x50, and as I mentioned, it is climate controlled thanks to a 5-ton wall-mounted unit. You also have a full electrical package and insulation package. Guys, that is a $16,000 value for free. Also, if you want spray foam, ask us about spray foam. We have that availability also. So everything we talked about in a Mallett Classic, these upgrades, these 2x8 scissor trusses, the 2x12 headers, the better metal, all these qualities we talked about and more go into this Cajun Oasis Classic only for $49,999, you guys. By the time you're done with this, you get You sign off on everything, building is turned over, lights come on, it is set to 70 degrees, wonderful, and you're good to go. You can have game night, you can have poker night with the guys, you can have a spa, a gym, whatever you want to use this building for, it is ready when we're done with the building. Now, how cool is that? But if that's still not enough, it's a gift, it's the best thing, it's a special, it is something that, it's you, it's you and you value quality. If that's you, we have something for you. Because the best of the best is the Cajun Oasis Elite. You cannot beat the Elite Series Mallett building, you guys. Because what we talked about on the Mallett Classic gets even better because we have a 145 mile an hour in wind rated building with a 170 mile an hour truss system. You also have 3-foot truss spacing and 9-foot post spacing. You also have optional wainscoting. Look how beautiful that is. It also comes with gutters, gutter brushes, post protectors, all of this, extra windows, extra roll up, all this comes included for $59,999 and the same brand name of post frame you've grown to know and love, Mallett Buildings. This is our top of the line, you guys. Again, $16,000 value, climate control, electrical package, insulated, just at the end of the year for $59,999. 337-214-0428 is the number to claim that price. Guys, you have one more day. When January comes, poof, this changes. You may not get all this anymore. It changes. Check it out. Now, when you're on your journey to decide who you want to build your building, though we hope it's Mallett, we understand you're going to do your due diligence and you're going to check everywhere possible and make the best educated decision. The 5 red flags are something we've come up with to help on this journey of being informed, and these are things to look for when you are deciding who you want to build your building. We'll start sharing with that now. Number 1, years in business. You can check that at the Secretary of State website. Most businesses statistically don't make it past about 3 to 5 years, you guys, and if you are purchasing a building from someone, they're not around next year to fix it, what are you going to do if something goes wrong? That's something to consider. You also don't want to be someone's first guinea pig project. Everyone has to start somewhere, but we understand when it comes to you and what you're building in your backyard, you want the best. But you can check this at the Secretary of State website. If you don't see them there, it means they're also not a licensed business, which means they're probably, number 2, not licensed to do the work they're saying they're going to do. You can check this at the LSLBC, which is the Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors. This is where you can see if they have the license to legally do what they're saying they're going to do, whether it's residential, commercial, industrial, whatever. You need to make sure they have the proper licensing to work on your property because that too can come back and bite you in the behind later on. Now, while you're at the LSLBC checking for those licenses, you want to make sure they don't have any contractor violations. So say they are licensed and they're operating, they're legally going, but they've had a bunch of contractor violations, which means they broke state law. So I always say if you're willing to break the law once, you're probably willing to do it again, and you don't want that to be with you and your building. So check that out at the LSLBC website because that could be a red flag. Now, reviews in the BBB and Google. We believe firmly that we can stand up here and talk all the good things, all we want, every single day because there's a lot to talk about. But we also believe that the voice of the people is what should truly be the swaying factor in your decision. Now, that being said, we have over 685 reviews between the Better Business Bureau and Google. And while you're on the BBB, you may realize we have an A+ rating there, which is difficult to come by these days. So between the two sites, we have over 685 reviews with a 4.9 star review rating, meaning after almost 700 people, the vast 99 or 99% of those people have had a pleasant experience. And we want you to read about that. We also want you to read the bad experiences. Read where we went wrong and see how we fixed it. There's always a story there, so we'd love for you to read it and come to the conclusion on your own. Now, visit the facility. Guys, we say this every day. We have a phenomenal facility. We have the truss plant, which is state of the art. We have the roll form plant, which is looking absolutely stunning. I was messing with some of the metal earlier. It is gorgeous, you guys. It is this stamped metal that we normally do, but it is wood finished. It looks like it's wood, but you touch it, it's metal. It's beautiful. It'd be perfect to go into a neighborhood or a cabin, maybe in the woods. It looks beautiful, however you want to do that. But you can come check that out in person, and even better, You can come in and shake the hands of the people who are going to be building your building. You can talk to your designers. You can talk to the engineers. You can talk to Mr. Lee, Mr. Trent. You can talk to the people who will be forming your building, pouring the concrete, building the building. You can talk to the people who will be in scheduling. The point being, you can shake hands and talk to anyone here at Mallett because we are here and we're ready to meet you and get your process started. So these are things to consider. If they can't offer any of these or they come on the list of violations, that could be a red flag. And if they meet all 5 as red flags, then you probably should just delete that number anyway. But moving right along, we are here on the topic of permitting in Breaux Bridge, Louisiana, more specifically 70517. Again, this was nominated by Miss Sharon P. Thank you so much, Miss Sharon. So, an overview of the 70517. Zip code 70517 is primarily associated with the Breaux Bridge, Louisiana area located in St. Martin Parish. Some areas may extend into nearby jurisdictions, and we'll talk about that as well. Now, why permits matter before you build? Let's talk about this. Number 1, ensures compliance with local building codes, very important. Number 2, confirms zoning and land use approval. And number 3, it is required before most construction begins. The best way to start a building process is starting the building process informed and legally. Because if you start the wrong way, there's fines and you could be shut down, and these are things you don't want. If your property is inside the Breaux Bridge city limits, you may also need a city permit in addition to the parish permit, so keep that in mind. If you're in city limits, always call the city planning and be sure. The city's planning, zoning, and permits department processes city-specific permits. So these are some variances to this general information that you may need to consider if you were in the Breaux Bridge city limits. Now, who issues the permits in 70517? If you're in the St. Martin Parish Building Permit Office area, they will handle permits for properties outside the Breaux Bridge city limits, so anything else in the 70517 zip code. If you are in the city of Breaux Bridge in city limits, additional permits may be required for properties within the city limits, and we will share that information of who to contact here soon, so stay tuned. Common permits you may need, things to consider and look for. If it's for a new post-frame building, you're probably going to need a permit. If it's an addition to structural changes, you probably will need a permit. Electrical, plumbing, or mechanical work, most definitely will need a permit. Demolition or relocation also will need a permit. So if you fall into any of these categories, which most of the work that will be done will, just assume you're going to need a permit for it. Again, always call and check. Now, how the permit process works, let's talk about that. You need to prepare the building plans, which we will help you with here at Mallett. You will get a full book of everything you need. All your plans and drawings will be provided to you. Number 2, you submit the application. You submit your application if you want to be the contractor on record and pull all the permits, save you some money, go ahead. Know that we can do this for you for a fee, usually about 15–20%, give or take, and we will be the full contractor on record and take care of as much of this as we legally can. But second part is submitting the application to the aforementioned governing bodies. Then you're going to pay the permitting fees because there's always a cost for permits. Number 4, you're going to schedule the inspections in the time that they need to be scheduled, and you have that short window to do so and to complete that, so keep that in mind. You're also going to receive the final approval, and then from there, the permitting process is done. See how easy this can be? And see how easy this can be laid out? Now, we all know it can be a headache, but here at Mallett, we try to prevent that as much as possible. Now, how permit fees are determined. Everybody wants to know why am I being charged this and what am I paying? It is decided based on project value, structure type, and it also varies by jurisdiction. So a lot of factors go into this, and all of these are things to consider on why your permits are charged the way they are. Now, local factors to confirm early, check before you build. You want to confirm that if you're city or parish jurisdiction, you guys know if you're in the city limits, you're probably city, and there's also the parish jurisdiction to consider as well. You're going to have zoning and setback requirements. We talked about this, zoning, whether it's commercial, residential, etc., and setbacks, how far back from the property line on every side does that building need and have to be. These are things to consider because that can change your entire layout and building size. Special land use restrictions, if you're not able legally to build the type of building you're building, well, that answers your question. You can't build that building there. So these are all things to consider, so make sure you confirm early before you get too far into the process and find out all that work is for naught. Helpful local contacts. We said we'd share these with you guys, so here we go. St. Martin Parish Building Permit Office. The address is 303 West Port Street in St. Martinville, Louisiana, 70582. You're also going to you can call them at 337-394-9816 and ask those questions that you may have. City of Breaux Bridge, the Planning, Zoning, and Permits Board, we just mentioned them recently. They're addressed at 101 Burrard Streets in Breaux Bridge, Louisiana, 70517. And you can contact them at 337-332-8333, lots of threes. Contacting the appropriate office early can help clarify requirements and streamline the permitting process, you guys. We say this every week on permitting day. You want to make sure you establish that clear communication early on. Make sure they know you are here to make this as easy as possible because they are trying to do the same thing, even if it doesn't always seem or feel like it. But this is who to contact. I'll step out the way. You can screenshot that, do as you wish. Smile for you. But these are some helpful local contacts. As I always say, write that down. Now, plan ahead and build confidently. Confirm your jurisdiction, secure permits early, and avoid delays. This is how you can make sure to have a smooth permitting process, which makes your build process that much better. So this is the Mallett Buildings Permitting Guides, and this has been permitting in Breaux Bridge, Louisiana, 70517. Thank you again, Ms. Sharon. Now, if all of this sounds amazing, or you've already been a Mallett customer and you want to share your journey and earn a little extra cash, we invite you to join the Mallett Ambassador Club. The Ambassador Club is for people who have purchased a Mallett building and, as I said, are willing to share their experience with others, maybe educate a first-time purchaser on how their build went, what they need to look forward to, and if there is any hills that they may need to climb and just hurdles to jump over, they can educate and be there. What you get out of this is anyone who comes and purchases a building after speaking with you, you will get $200 referral fee. Now, how is this different from the normal referral fee? Though it is the same price, an ambassador, you have the opportunity to have people sent your way, which means you just can essentially sit back and wait for the people to come to you and you'll get paid for it. How awesome is that? And that's just the beginning. We have a bunch of other cool features in the Ambassador Club. If that interests you, comment Ambassador and we will send you as much information as we can to make sure you are educated. Now, that is our show for today. Thank you so much for watching. We hope you have a phenomenal day. Remember, there's about 28 hours left in 2025, so go enjoy it, spend it with your friends and family, and we hope to see you tomorrow.